Hello again, vinyl community. This is Matt, and let me tell you, hot cars, vinyl, they don't mix very well. This is just a quick little video. I've been meaning to do this for a week or so. I had a record, Mr. Welcome to the Real World. This is actually a duplicate. I already have this record. I had this one for a while, then I got an upgrade copy, and so I thought I'll just give this to a friend, put it in the back seat of the car, forgot about it. Didn't think too much of it because you know, it hasn't been real hot here in Southern California. Today it's getting a little bit nicer. You can kind of see the sun coming in on my face a bit, but we've had a lot of rain, a lot of clouds, and so I figured, you know, how bad can it be? It's you know, the temperature's not going to be too bad. It'll be fine in the car. But like I said, I forgot about it, and here's the result. You can already tell. I can move it up and down like that. You can already tell that it's warped, and this is a bad warp, let me tell you. I feel really bad for Mr. You know, nothing personal against them. And at a glance, you might think, oh, it doesn't look too bad. I don't know if you can tell. There's the shape of that. Look at that bad boy right there. It's not exactly straight. So obviously I'm just gonna have to trash this. So I already told my friend, I apologize. I said, hey, I had this record for you, I'm sorry. My bad, I left it in the car. There was another record that I left in the car too. That was another duplicate, Against the Wind by Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. That I gave to somebody else at my work. I put it in the car at the same time, but for some reason that one didn't really get warped. It seemed okay. Probably it was the angle, like maybe I had one of them stood up, or I had one of them flat with something on it, I don't remember, but so that's a real lesson. Anytime you leave a vinyl record in the car, don't do it for any lengthy period of time. You know, for an hour or two it's probably fine, but even then, if it's like really hot, I really would not recommend doing it. It's a little bit of a problem when you're thrifting, of course, because sometimes you might be going on a little bit of a thrift store crawl, you know, like a pub crawl, but a thrift store crawl, and you might go from one thrift store to another, and so you find something, and of course you're not going to then take it into other thrift stores with you, because they'll think that you're trying to steal it. They think you found it at that thrift store, so you're going to leave it in the car. It's probably okay for a short period of time, you know, if you're only gone for like 10, 15, 20 minutes, and when you get back in the car you put the AC on, you'll probably get away with it. If you do it, I definitely recommend keeping them upright in the car, like propped up against the seat, and again, just for a very short period of time. Don't do it overnight, don't leave it in the car all day. I've only ever had this happen one other time, and that was with a copy of Z by My Morning Jacket. I used to be a member of Vinyl Me Please, and I'll do another video about that some other time. And I had one of their records of the month last summer was the My Morning Jacket album, and I got it and I took it home, and it had a big skip right at the start of the first track. Couldn't do anything about it. I think I tried cleaning the record, it skipped before I cleaned it, skipped after it, and it was quite a big jump, a noticeable jump of several seconds in the song. So I sent them an email and said, oh hey, just wanted to let you know this record is defective. So they sent me out another one free of charge, which was great, told me to keep the old one. And in the meantime I thought, well, this old one's still, apart from the fact it's got this little skip in it, it's probably still fine, you know, the rest of it. I didn't listen to the rest of the album, but it was my assumption that it was okay. So I intended to take it to a record store and trade it in, and that's what I did, but I left it in the car for a few days. It was kind of one of those things, when I get around to it. And again, this was in the middle of the summer last year, and sure enough, one of the records, I think it was record 1, got a big warp in the middle of it. And I was like, oh crap, that sucks. So I took it to the record store anyway. They did take it in, actually. They gave me like 10 bucks for it. The guy tried it, it still played, and because it was the Vinyl Me Please version, it was a limited edition with the kind of splatter effect on the vinyl. So he still bought it from me, but I maybe would have got a little bit more than $10 if it hadn't been for the warp. So that was definitely a lesson learned, or so I thought. I apparently didn't learn it for this. Not a big deal, because like I said, this was a record that's it's not in great condition anyway, and I was just going to give it to a friend, so not a biggie from a personal standpoint. But yeah, so do watch out for that. I think there is like a pouch you can get. I read about it last year. It's like it's a pouch that has like a thermos kind of thing going on in the middle of it. I think you put ice in it, or maybe you freeze it overnight. Maybe you take the pouch out, and then you can store records in it. And it's completely dry. I mean, it has some kind of ice or some kind of liquid around the outside that freezes, but the inside of it's kept completely dry. And the idea is you can then take that with you if you're going thrifting or wherever in the summertime, or whenever it's hot. You can put the records in the pouch. It'll keep them nice and cool. So you could probably leave that in the car for hours, and the records will be just fine. But don't leave them out in the open. It doesn't go well, as we've seen. And I'm sorry, Mr. Mister. It was a good album. You know, it's got Broken Wings on it, so it can't be too bad, right? But unfortunately, this particular album is gonna have to go in the trash now. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Please feel free to subscribe, leave any messages, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.